Wherever you are in the world right now, you're starting to see it. Cash is being rejected. Try withdrawing even $3,000 in your country, and they want to know why. In Africa, it's creeping in slowly. And many people just accept it, thinking, well, that's how the system works now. Banks are telling us they're moving toward digital currency because money is hard to manage. If that's the case, let me manage my own cash. Let me be clear, this is not about helping us. This is not about efficiency or convenience. It's about control. You hear words like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blockchain. But this push is not really about Bitcoin. It's about building a platform for the Antichrist. What's coming isn't limited to cities or nations. This system will reach every village, every home, universal and mandatory. The Bible warned us. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell except he who has the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Revelation 13 verses 16 to 17. We often talk about the mark, but the scripture also mentions the name and the number, and it connects it all to buying and selling. That means it's tied to currency, but not physical currency. This is a new form of digital control. And notice something strange. He causes the poor to receive it. Wait, why the poor? Because it won't be about your skills, your job, or your effort. It will be about your compliance. Did you worship the beast? Did you submit to the system? If yes, you'll be rewarded. Let's talk about ID 2020. ID 2020 is a program created by a group of big organizations, including the UN, Microsoft, Gavi, and others, that believes every human should have a secure digital identity. But instead of just giving you a regular ID card, the idea is to link your identity to digital technology, and sometimes even to your body, like biometrics, fingerprints, facial scans, or even implantable microchips. What does that mean? It means the way your body reacts, like your emotions, movements, or even how you respond to certain messages, could be used to track you, reward you, or control you. For example, if you smile and agree with the system, you might earn points or digital credit. But if you don't, you could be locked out of buying, selling, or moving freely. It sounds like science fiction, but it's already being tested in parts of the world. And here's something eerie. ID 2020 ends with the numbers 2020, 666. That's 666, the number the Bible connects to the mark of the beast in Revelation 13. Now, let's make sense of the banking part. In banking, there's a rule called the required reserve ratio. Usually, it's 10%. That means if you deposit $100, the bank only needs to keep $10. The other $90 can be loaned out to someone else. But here's the trick. That $90 gets redeposited into another bank, and now that bank also keeps 10% and loans out the rest. This keeps repeating, and new money is created out of thin air. It's all just numbers on a screen. There's no real cash behind most of it. But here's the big problem. This system only works if people stop using physical cash. Because cash is freedom, they can't track or control what you do with it. That's why they're pushing for digital currency. If we all used only physical cash, banks would suffer. That's why they're desperate to move us to centralized digital currency. Because when money is centralized, control is centralized. So one day, they can control who buys, who sells, and who survives. And here's the danger. If they control your money, they control you. They can freeze your account, block transactions, and blame it on a fraud alert or system glitch. But they can't freeze the money under your mattress. This isn't about protecting your funds. This is about preparing the world for global manipulation. If you are inspired by the message, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button to support gospel truth. Share to awaken another soul. Subscribe and hit the bell for more bold, Bible-based content. So if another country says, "We don't like the way you're controlling this," and refuses to comply, like with a vaccine mandate, remember, their money is tied to a centralized digital reserve. And the group controlling that reserve can simply shut them out. Once the money is frozen, the people begin to suffer. They blame the president. Protests erupt. The nation destabilizes. And eventually, that president is forced to resign. But that was the plan all along. It was never just about health or policy. It was about replacing leadership that doesn't submit to the system. Now let's connect this to the Bible. Revelation 13 verse 17 says, "That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." Notice, it's not just the mark. It's three things: the mark of the beast, the name of the beast, the number of his name, 666. Too many people think the mark is 666. No, it's one part of a system. The mark is one thing. The name of the beast is another. And the number, 666, is yet another. So if someone only figures out the number, they're still caught in the system. You could be using the mark or bearing the name without even realizing it. Some people see ID 2020 as part of a system that could set the stage for this prophecy. Digital ID plus digital currency equals total control. Now watch this. When I use cash, you can't track me. You don't know where I am or what I just bought. But when I use a digital currency, especially one tied to blockchain or a central bank digital system, every transaction is traceable. They know where you are, what you're buying, how you think. And that data becomes a profile. That profile can then be used to influence, manipulate, or even punish you. They'll know what you love, what you hate, what tempts you, and they'll use it against you. Now imagine this system is global. It doesn't care about your country, your religion, or your values. It will know that this region is 90% Christian, that one is 80% Muslim. And if they don't like that, they can restrict your access, your funds, your food. Some of you think this will only happen after the rapture. But open your eyes, it's already happening. Banks are closing accounts. People are losing access to money, not because they committed fraud, but because they didn't fit the system's preferences. This system removes national sovereignty. If your country wants to respond to a crisis by allocating funds or helping a region, and the central board doesn't approve, your hands are tied. You can't print more. You can't borrow from someone else. They control it all. And this isn't some conspiracy theory. Sweden and Australia are already doing it. In Sweden, a man goes to work, opens doors, buys snacks, and logs into systems, all using a chip embedded in his hand. He doesn't carry cash or ID. It's all under his skin. And he calls it convenient. Tech fairs are now offering this as the next evolution. A quick pinch, a grain of rice-sized chip, and you're upgraded. The crowd claps. And just like that, you've merged with the system. Voluntarily. And some say, it's not that deep. But I say, the stage is being set.
Let's buy some snacks.
Exactly.
So I can't open it.
No.
Okay.
So what I need to do is I need to first blip my chip and it will log me in. And from there I get access to the fridge.
Popular TV shows like Black Mirror have imagined chips as part of a dystopian future.
Install ingrain procedure with local anesthetic and you're good to go.
In Sweden, the microchips are already here.
The microchip implants use the same technology that's in contactless credit cards.
Which have made cash pretty much obsolete in Sweden.
No cash.
At this tech fair, a chipping event for those on the cutting edge, merging their hands with this new technology.
I thought it would be fun, right?
The process is simple and swift. A pinch of the skin, and in a matter of seconds, the chip is inserted. The transformation is complete. As for the pain,
I barely felt it.
but even in this nation of early adopters, not everyone is racing to get chipped.
Feel less human. I will feel like a robot.
I think, it's so much more data can go into this, when it's in your body.
There's no central registry tracking how many people are chipped, but biohacker Hannes Wellblood estimates between 5 and 10,000.
In the future, do you think everyone is going to be chipped?
I think it'll be voluntary, but I am certainly convinced that millions of people will find it very, very valuable to have a smart device under their skin.
Human microchipping may be our future, but in Sweden, it's already reality. Sarah Harmon, NBC News, Stockholm.
They'll monitor your spending, your habits, your patterns. They'll know your lifestyle and your weaknesses. And when it matters most, they'll decide whether you qualify for access, for travel, even for food. So this is not just about money. It's about control. It's about preparing the world for a system that matches exactly what Revelation prophesied. Get involved if you must, but stay spiritually awake. Now more than ever, you need independence. In your money, in your food, in your water. Control the means of production. Grow your own food. Raise your own standards. So that when the system tightens the leash, you won't bow. He who has ears, let him hear what the Spirit is saying. God bless you.